Okay, I'm in the bathroom upstairs. We still need to really finish all around this area, put in the additional molding or whatever we need to do up at the ceiling. This is the area where in this tub, there's no real support behind this tub. When I put my foot down, you can hear that going in, so that needed to have some kind of support around it. When I stick my finger in this hole, I can't quite feel the pipe. Oh no, wait a minute, I think I may feel it. No, I take that back. I can feel the pipe. It's right there where my finger is. Okay, so we can get to that. And still just need to tighten that up a little bit. And we need to put in the sink. And as I pointed out, we need to replace this plug with a GFI plug. And we need to put the molding and everything, casing around this door, and of course put in a door. And that needs some work too. Now we go into the bedroom here. We still need to do something around this area here, and do the painting. Go into the closet. You can still see trim work needs to be done. We need to put in some kind of a glass here. In the closet, looks like that's in pretty good shape, all except, of course, the trim. Okay, now we go into the master bathroom, and I want to have the shower head in this wall over here with the faucets and everything right over that drain. So we would turn the water on there, and then we would have the ability to put in a wraparound curtain here to enclose that. I won't do that right now. I'll let the next occupant worry about how they're going to do that, but at least I want to have the piping in for the shower with the cap over the shower head. And then underneath here, I'm not going to try to really get down there and look myself, but this is what, of course, it looks like in the jacuzzi tub. And then the towel needs to be, again, put around the jacuzzi. And then we need to have some kind of access plate there for the motor. And then all this stuff done around the trim, and again, the where the ceiling goes into the wall, that trim needs to be done, and then the casing for the door and the door. Okay, this room does have a smoke detector in it. And then this bedroom, again, trim needs to be done. The smoke detector is in. The flooring obviously needs to be done. There's stuff around the windows needs to be painted. You can see all that. This is one of the last windows that was put in. And so you can see that all this stuff here needs to be done. And we go in here. We need to have some kind of glass put in here, and also that window down there. And then, of course, once we lay the flooring, we'll see if we have enough wood flooring to go all in the closet. And once we lay the wood flooring, then, of course, we'll have to put in the baseboards. But this area around the wall, actually, I guess that's the baseboard, I guess, would cover that. Okay? And then, I don't know if I mentioned it, but the casing, of course, for the door for the bathroom there, we need that and the door. And then, of course, in the other bathroom, the casing and the door for that. Okay. Now, we need to extend the rail here. We'll, of course, need to put in the flooring for these steps. We need to have the smoke detector put in there. And where they put in this molding around where the beams go into the ceiling, of course, all that needs to be painted. The fireplace needs to be finished. Here along this wall, we need to change out that old, those old push buttons. We need to have a plate for that switch. We need to have this trim done along the wall side of the fireplace. And of course, the fireplace needs to be finished. And then down here in this area, all of that needs to be finished. Where these windows were put in rather late in the game, of course, that trim and everything needs to be painted. And then right here in this area, that needs to be done. Okay. We can see that the flooring still needs to be done. We do have a smoke detector there. The trim, the paint trim needs to be done. This bathroom here, we of course are going to have to put the molding, the baseboards around there. We don't have, there's absolutely no wiring in this plug here. And so therefore over the bathroom sink, we don't have a plug. I don't know if we necessarily have to have one in this small bathroom. But if we don't, then we'll of course have to put a plate over that. Or if we do need something, then of course that'll need to be GFI. It looks like we'll put a pedestal sink here. And then of course the casing around these doors, that has to be done. That plate needs to be put in for the fan. And you can see how terrible this paint is. The trim up there for that paint, that's really bad. I don't know who painted that. In this bathroom here, then the baseboards have to be put in. The sink, obviously, and all of this work here around the shower has to be finished. The grout needs to be done. This area here needs to have some kind of finish around it because that looks still kind of tacky. And then, of course, the rest of the grout and the hardware put in for the shower. Okay. Now, in this bedroom here, we can see that the floors, I don't know what's taking them so long to wrap up those floors. But again, the paint trim needs to be done all here in this area. The baseboards, we need a faceplate for that. The doors don't have any hardware. I guess they took the hardware off to put another coat of paint on the doors. And then, of course, again, the paint trim. This does have a smoke detector in it. You can see here that That needs paint. We still need to do the wood here around this seating area. And then again, this apparently was one of the last windows that was put in. And so we still got nails and stuff all around in there where it had been boarded up. But all of this has to be finished. What I call the trim that needs to be done. And of course, we got all of the wood here stacked up for the flooring. The trim. Okay, now we go into the kitchen area and we're done. So up here in the ceiling, we still need to do some touch-up paint there. Okay. We need to have the casing put around the doors. And then this electrical outlet would be for the double oven. We still need to locate the gas line because the cooktop is gas. There's supposed to be a gas line already in that wall. I don't know why this doesn't have a plate over it, but it doesn't. And then for the vent, we still need to put the exhaust area for the vent. I'll build the stove. We need a plate there. And we go back into the laundry room area. We still need to put some plugs underneath these two plugs so that we can actually plug in the washer and dryer. That needs to be under the counter. And then we also have to locate the gas line for the dryer. That should be back here along this wall somewhere. And then on the outside, we'll have the tankless water heater. And we're considering putting kind of a closet around that and maybe having a some kind of a water tank underneath that. I forget exactly what you call that, but I'll elaborate on that more a little bit later. I'll probably want to change out to some degree these lights that are in here. And let me see, I believe that's about it. Again, we do have to relocate or at least find where the gas line is for the cooktop. Okay. The molding around the patio doors we need. The molding around this door we need. Where this was a pocket door, we'll need to seal all of this in by putting some kind of a piece of molding over that. And then, of course, the various panels or whatever you call them that will go over the air conditioning areas. We'll also need to install the compressors outside on this porch. We need to take the steps all the way down to the street. We need to finish up the side where the steps were removed on this side of the porch. We need to finish all of that in, repaint a lot of that outside, maybe put in a little bit more lighting out there on this front door. There's quite a gap in there. We need to do something about that, and of course clean that up and paint. Okay, I believe that's it.